Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my people, my people, oh my God, have mercy. If they give me, if they give me. If they give me, if they give me, oh give me, oh give me. If they give me, never time. My people, now how on a day, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you listen to the sound of my voice. This one now Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Ojy Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless, may God bless, may God bless, may God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Biafra, USB, His Excellency ESN Ekpa Simon Njoku, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, because we know in your hands Biafra has come, in your hands Biafra will be safe, and in your hands none of Biafra has come. The people of Biafra will rejoice. When I say the people, I mean the men, the women, the children, the old, the young, the sick, the mild, the civilized and the uncivilized, those born in Biafra and those born in the bite of Biafra. We shall all come together under one voice, under one accord, under one union, and scream for Hallelujah Day, the day that Biafra has made. Lord have mercy. Above all, I say, may God bless Her Excellency, the Deputy Prime Minister of Biafra, USB, Her Excellency, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Madam, we love you, we appreciate you, we thank you. Madam, please ignore the naysayers. Ignore the noise coming from the east, west, north, and south. We understand our country, Biafra, is now just 2 months old. Lord have mercy. What do they expect from a 2-month-old baby? But please remain focused. We, the enlightened ones, we know you are doing a good job. That's why we are giving you kudos so far, because in your hands, the affairs of Biafra has been moving smoothly. Well done, madam. We love you. Kudos to you. My fellow Biafrans, today, I have come to set the record straight. You see, we are always good neighbors. The man they call IBB, Maradona Babangida, Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida, IBB, is so funny. You all knew what happened in 1993. The June 12th, that was annulled by this man. In the year 1993, he stole the mandate from somebody known as Chief Moshood Kashimowo Olawale Abiola, MKO Abiola. He stole the mandate from him in the year 1993. And guess what? In the year 2025, when he has one leg to the grave, he is again making money off the story, off the mandate of Abiola, by coming here and say, oh, I want to testify. God have mercy. I am here to confess that yes, of a truth, Chief MK Abiola won the election. And guess what? So far and counting, he has made 17 billion naira from the so-called book. Maradona knows what he's doing. It means he stole from the Yorubas. And in the 11th hour, one leg in the grave, he's again stealing from the conscience of the people, making money of MK Abiola. To the Yorubas, you claim you are the most educated. I hope you can smell the nonsense happening. I hope you smell a rat in what is going on. I hope you won't fall for this nonsense. That after 30-something years, this man is coming out to say, oh yes, your brother won the election and all that stuff. We shouldn't have, annulled the election, but he would have died. So he's confessing. And now you are saying, God bless you, God, But he has not confessed about the death of Delegewa. No. To the Yorubas, you claim you are the most educated. For that reason, today I will break this video down and shine the light of shame on those who fall victim to cheap things like this. People like us, the Biafrans, we know the truth. People like us cannot fall for, childish nonsense like this. If you knew the truth in 1993, why did you annul the so-called election? The freest and fairest. This man who is laughing here I will also explain to you what his role was. Some of you don't know the role of Tinubu in the death of MK Abiola. They are all in it together. That is why they can still parley this way. You wonder how come the politicians, they're always together. They have some beef. They contest a fierce election. But the next thing, they're under one room, drinking champagne, having fun. Today, I will explain to you the reason why. You guys are being used and fooled. To the Yorubas, wake up. The Biafrans are not your problem. The Ibb'S are not your enemy. Wake up. And I hope after this video, you will understand where I'm coming from. Fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, if you are ready, follow me on this journey. Let me take you on the memory lane. If you are ready, let's go there. Watch this.
Otis rebuttal.
Listen, let's go there.
We'll take another story now. Reactions have trailed the revolution by former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida after he acknowledged that the late MKO Abiola won the presidential election held on June 12, 1993. IBB's revelation came at the book launch of his autobiography, A Journey in Service, in Abuja on Thursday. Babangida annulled the June 12 election, sparking widespread protests and unrest in the country. But 3 decades after the annulment, during the review of his autobiography, former Vice President Yemi Osibajo read a section that shed light on the events surrounding the annulment.
Although I am on record to have stated after the elections that Abiola may not have won the elections, upon deeper reflection and a closer examination of all available facts, particularly the detailed election results, which are published as an appendix to this book, there was no doubt that MKO Abiola won the June 12th elections. Upon closer examination of the original collated figures from the 110 polling booths nationwide, it was clear that he satisfied the 2 main constitutional requirements for winning the presidential elections, mainly majority votes and geographical spread. Having obtained 8,128,720 votes against TOFA's 5,848,247 votes, and securing the mandatory 1/3 of the votes cast in 28 states of the Federation, including Abuja.
All right, reactions have trailed. Let me take this from...
Hold on before you go on, my sister. At this time, what they had was called NEC, the National whatever they called it, the commission, run by the man they call Humphrey Nwosu, the National Election Commission, a Biafran man. And we saw the way he rode. You saw what he did. You saw how transparent he was. Even when there was a gun in his head, he went on exile and still declared the winner. That's the way we roll with the Biafrans. When it comes to things like that, we are different. Compared to the one, Yakubu. See what he did to you guys in 2023. The difference is clear. We are not the same. You are not like us. They ain't like us. We are different. But let's continue. Let us hear our sister, Ojy Opke, break it down for what people are saying in the media. Listen.
Who wrote, better late than never. I was a very young teenager, not eligible to vote during the June 12, 1993 elections. And in my lifetime, I have never seen such a robust campaign that got the attention of the whole nation, both young and old. The jingles on radios and televisions for both the NRC and, of course, that of the SDP were top-notch. I still remember part of the jingle. Abiola na my manu, SDP na the party to solve all our problems for better tomorrow. SDP, King Ibe, Abiola, Abiola, progress. Oh, what a memory. Nigeria indeed lost an opportunity to advance, and generations lost an opportunity to see their nation compete in the Committee of Nations for years, all because of a leadership that couldn't look beyond its nostrils.
Hold it there, my sister. Yes, nostalgia. You were thinking about that jingle. Abiola na the man, oh, SDP be the party to better our country and better our life, yo. SDP, 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 progress. Abiola, Abiola. Those were the good old days. But guess what? Something happened to the Biafrans. They were living in Lagos. Right after the jamboree, right after the election, also Abiola took place. In my own family, it was by the grace of God that we survived it. Imagine having to buy as much food as you can to store in the house, and then you lock your gate from the inside. You turn off all the whole lights in the inside because the military men, they were coming around. Everywhere you go in the streets, there were military men. My parents were not safe. My father was not safe. We had to hide inside for more than 3 to 4, 5 weeks. All the food we ate was inside. Let that sink into your mind. In the midnight, you will hear the military men going door to door, stealing from people's houses. If they see you, that you are still in your house, you are a dead man. Let that sink into your mind. We were there until the man they call Ernest Shoshoshuneko, whatever his name, was now made the interim leader of one team that they brought up. That was the window of opportunity we had to leave Lagos and move to Biafra land. As we were going, there were dead bodies littered everywhere of Biafrans. Because you and I know whenever things like that happen, those they point first are the Biafrans. They say, you did the Biafrans, now una vote MKO, Abiola, we go kill una first. Hence, they tagged it also Abiola, the race for Abiola. Dead bodies everywhere. Accidents on the road. You will see buses. People need first aid. You can't save them. Everybody was running. Yeah, it's okay to sing the good old days. Abiola and the man or SDP party. Yes, but the actions of this man called Babangida and what it led to, nobody has spoken about it. Now he's selling a book. He's making billions of the story of MK Abiola again. He's the victor in this story. Now he's saying, yes, MK won the election. But then it was annulled when he said, no, fellow Nigerians, it is not my will, but to tell you that this election will not continue. It has been annulled. June 12 was annulled by this man. People died for it. Biafrans died for it because we had to migrate back to Biafra land because we knew we shall be the target every time in that zoo. But today he's being celebrated. And what people can remember or could remember was the jingle on radio, on TV. Let us sink into your mind. You Nigerians, you are very shallow in your memory. You are myopic. You forgot everything that happened. You are talking about jingle, nostalgia, the good old days. Let's continue. Very, very sad one.
Former military head of state Ibrahim Babangida on Thursday expressed regret over the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election, describing it the most difficult period of his life.
As the leader of the military administration, I accept full responsibility for all decisions taken under my watch.
Look at them clapping. Animals. You are clapping.
And June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, oversights, and missteps happen in quick succession. But I say in my book, in all matters we acted in the supreme national interest so that Nigeria could survive.
Our nation's march to democracy was interrupted, a fact that I deeply regret, but Nigeria survived and democracy is still alive.
Look at their language. Nigeria still survived. He did what he did to keep Nigeria one, to make sure Nigeria survived. And the crowd, they applauded him. They applauded him. Nigeria. Niger area. Nigeria. The area of the Niger. A contraption created by a white man and his concubine, his girlfriend, Flora Shaw. That's what this man said he killed more than 500,000 people for. To keep Niger Area 1. To keep the Royal Niger Company running. Up and running. To make sure Britain still has a foot on the neck of the black people in Africa. Suddenly, the victory of MKO Abiola would have brought curse upon Nigeria. But what he did by annulling the election kept Nigeria one. I hope now you understand the language, the psychology of those so-called people you call your leaders. Listen to what they say. His action that led to the death of people. People went on exile. The real people went on exile. But again, we the Biafrans, we died in our hundreds, in our thousands. Ah, God have mercy. Hey, let's continue. Very, very sad. Let them clap. Idiots.
I must say, I was very impressed by this. Rufai, you were there. But
you were
I'd
impressed.
like to just sum up the whole reaction before I come to you, Rufai. Well, during the review of the book launch, former Vice President Ojy Opke jokingly remarked that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was now celebrating with his former tormentors. He recalled how Tinubu was a senator at the time, resisted the dissolution of the Senate under Sani Abacha following the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election.
Listen now.
Of course, there's a gentleman here who...
Listen now to the Yorubas. This is your professor. This is the man that went to school. Hear what he said and I will counter him. Because I know the information of what happened. I know the activities of what happened. I know the role somebody like Tinubu played in the demise of MKO Abiola. But hear what a professor will say now. Hear his own narrative in a joke. He was saying from his own perspective. Hear his story and watch them laugh. But I will expose them at the end. You see me? I've done my research in that zoo called Nigeria. Watch this. Hear the story he will give. And watch the way they will laugh. Then I will come and expose them. Follow who no road. Hey, to the Yorubas, you claim you are the most educated. Don't allow things like this to fool you guys all the time. Watch this and I'll come back. Watch.
Was an elected senator in 1992.
Take it back. Listen.
1993 presidential election.
Listen.
And then, of course, there's a gentleman here who was an elected senator in 1992.
Gentleman.
In the course of Babangida's transition program. When Babangida annulled the 1993 election and General Abacha took over and dissolved the Senate, that senator tried to reconstitute the Senate in resistance to the dissolution.
He's smiling.
He was detained, charged to court. He escaped into exile. Today, he is also here to celebrate with his former tormentors.
Listen.
As President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
And they all clapped. Hold on there. They all clapped. You see, you guys, you are easily influenced. You are easily moved. Now, look at this picture you are seeing here. What did you see there? Abacha, Abiola, and Tinubu at the back. You guys saw this picture, these activities, and you guys didn't know what was going on in this picture. We thank God. Sometimes, a photographer might take a picture, but you guys might not know how far it will go. What you are saying here is to show you that Tinubu has been the right-hand man of Abacha from day one. From the days of IBB to Abacha, he has been his right-hand man. His ace bunkum, as they used to call it back in the days. So even during the time of Nadeko, Tinubu was still the guy walking hand in hand with Abacha, giving him all the information. Abacha knew everything that was going on. So when MKO was thinking, oh, I must come back to Nigeria and fight for my, for my election, my victory, my mandate, he never knew those around him. They sold him out. This is how you understand the psychology of what is happening. Some of you now, you say, oh yes, he was a fighter. He was the king, the darling, the prince of Nadeku. To some of you, God have mercy. You are easily misled. But me, when we did our story, when we studied the books, when we heard from eyewitness account, when we heard from firsthand, those with firsthand knowledge, we know about the Nadeko routes that you guys were taking then. And we know those who were working with Abacha. Those who were the eye of Abacha in Nadeko. I won't say more than that. Fellow Biafrans, I will not say more than that. Let's continue.
For me, that was the highlight of the evening. I mean, Ayo was saying it's great that we can all laugh about this at this moment. But that room was filled with dignitaries at the moment, including, of course, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, who chaired the occasion. Well, at that occasion, he told Ibrahim Babangida to expect good and bad and ugly reactions. This is from Gimba.
Listen.
And then came General Babangida's book launch.
Okay.
The political class is one big family. 35 years ago, some of the people in that Transcorp room didn't see eye to eye. And you would have sworn they would never get along.
Okay.
I don't know what you think about karma, but IBB has had the most perfect ending anyone could imagine, celebrated by those who once antagonized him. Even without an apology, he would have still been friends with some of them. That's the reality of class struggle. Something called
well done, my girl. You tried. Okay, just let's continue.
Warned us about.
Okay, good. Now, what she said makes sense, but unfortunately, looking from the poor view, from the outside, you would think, okay, they were once enemies and all those things. I've told you, they are not enemies. They all have one interest. The interest is to keep Nigeria one. Because guess what? They have nothing to lose as long as the money coming in comes, from the derivative from the crude oil, from the nation called Biafra. Then they've got nothing to lose. They will only be at odds when it has to do with their own resources that has to be shared amongst them. That's when they will be at odds. That's when they will be, a dagger drawn, they'll be enemies then. But right now, they are best of friends. Because they have all the oil wells coming from the land of Biafra. But guess what? When it comes to the gold from Zamfara, don't go there. It belongs to the North. And the only way the North can stop the federal government of that so-called Nigeria from taking revenue, proceeds from the gold, they have to create a turbulence known as, insecurity, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, and the rest of them. That way they'll say, okay, there's an insecurity in the North. That therefore, the gold from Zamfara cannot be allocated for. We cannot ask them, say, okay, how much gold have you sold? Hey, God, hey, God. Hey, Nigeria. Now you get it. Till this day, not even 1 naira has been remitted from the exploitation, not even exploitation or exploration. It is exploitation of gold in Zamfara. The money from the gold, the revenue remains in the North. go and do your research. The new governor of Zamfara is already a billionaire. Before he became a governor, he was a multi-billionaire. The gold is doing them well. But they need to create insecurity in the north. That way, nobody will ask them, not even Tinubu will ask them, say, hey, what is the amount of gold you've sold? We need some revenue, some accruals, some proceeds coming from the gold you are selling in Zamfara. Even the government of Tinubu cannot go to Zamfara and take over that, resources. No, they can't. So that is why he had to do what he had to do. By now, collaborating with France, partnering with France to come into the, to manage the resource in that so-called Nigeria. By proxy, they will now come and take over the gold resource in Zamfara. That is why you have now seen the rebirth of Lakurawa. Do you now get it? The French, they manage Lakurawa. They are the owners. It is their foster child. And they are bringing Lakurawa to go to the north to protect the gold mine in Zamfara and some other places. So expect this implosion very, very soon. There will be a war, an internal squabble between Lakurawa, Boko Haram, ISIS, ISWAP, and the rest of them. It's already happening. You guys should understand. Say now we don't study Nigeria. We sabi the game. We sabi the game. The media cannot tell you these things because they are scared. I understand. Like now, I will expose to you, when we told you that Buhari is dead, they said, no, Nnamdi is a madman. We told you that. Boo is gone. They said, no, Nnamdi is crazy. But guess what? You will not see him in the next picture or video where all the so-called past presidents, they assembled. You will not see Bubu there because Babangida knows he is on his way to transition. And now he's here to do his what? He's repenting to an extent, trying to say his truth. So he won't want a lie to be amongst them at a time like this. Hence, the fake Buhari was not invited. Babangida is very, very smart. The fake Buhari, the one that wear the mask, was not invited. God have mercy. Let's watch this, and I'll blow your mind with this one. Watch this.
But another
this
thing
one first.
that was quite, I don't know what to call it, awesome.
Listen.
At the event was the amount of money that was raised for the library. Let me take this Sarki's tweet. He wrote, over 17 billion was donated at the launch of IBB's autobiography.
Woo!
Yes, they can't come together to remove children from the streets in the north and put an end to Almajiri. God sees us all. That's an actual fact.
Wait there. 17 billion raised. 17 billion will solve the problem of Almajiri forever. But no, they have the power, they have the means, they ain't gonna do it because it is part of the instrument, the tools being used to subjugate the people. 17 billion raised and counting. The money has even gone beyond 17 billion for just ordinary a book that it was even Babangida that wrote the book. 17 billion was raised. That would have solved the problem of Almajiri in the north. So if they love their people so much, they could easily raise 70 billion and solve the problem of Almajiri. Create factories, warehouses all across the north. Partner with companies like Temu, like Amazon, and the rest of them. Partner with them to create warehouses in Africa. That way, with the supply chain, there will now be a hub in Africa, in the north, where goods will come and can now transit to other parts of the world or all across West Africa. People that think that's the way they reason. Because we know say the Almajiri, they don't want to go to school, but they can still work with their hands. Case in point, when some of the migrants go to a country where they speak a foreign language, they may not be able to communicate in that language, but they can do, manual jobs, menial jobs and things like that, like factory jobs, where all you have to do is to wrap goods. You carry books, you put them in the stores, boxes. That's it. They could do it in the north and solve the problem. Employ those they call the Almajiri that cannot read or write, but they won't do it because that is not the stage they are in. The stage they are in now is Islamization of Nigeria. Once they've succeeded in Islamizing Nigeria, when everybody don't begin, they bow down, they pray every Friday, they will now look backwards and then empower their people. They will then say those ones, they are the real Muslims. While you, from the Igbo side, from the Yoruba side, you are half caste. You are not a real Muslim. So, but right now, the agenda is not to empower the Almajiri. The agenda is to Islamize Nigeria. I hope now you understand the psychology of the caliphate. That is the way they roll. That's the way they think. That they could raise 17 billion for a man who is already, to call a spade a spade. What does he need that money for? To build a library? Is he really a scholar? This was a military man. What kind of library? This is the game they play. Lord have mercy. 17 billion could solve the issue of Almajiri. Let us sink into your mind, body and soul. 17 billion. At this point, let me show you all the so-called presidents. But one of them was missing. Boo Boo was missing for a reason. If you're ready, let's go there. Watch this.
Applause for that summer. It was beautiful.
Listen.
Well, guess what the picture of the day was for me? History was made on that table. If you can pull up the picture of the day. There you go. Heads of states, our former presidents, and of course we had Ibrahim Babangida there, President Tinubu, and of course Yakubu Gowon. History was made yesterday because we don't know when all these leaders will gather together. So for me, that was the picture of the day, a sentence that we moved.
Rufai said it that a lot of people, except for President Buhari, leaving presidents were present there.
Buhari was not there. Ife game, never time. I told you guys, sometimes truth has to be said. When they told you that man was gone, people said, no, Nnamdi Kanu, he's a madman. But at a time like this, when a man is doing his penance, because what Babangida is doing here is more like a penance, he has come to confess. Although he has not confessed about the death of the writer back then, the Delegiwa, he's not confessed about that yet. Perhaps he has done that one in the private. But the one he has to do in the public is the story about MK Abiola, his so-called best friend, and the rest. But while he was doing it, one man was not there. The fake Buhari was not there. Every other person was there. That's to show you within this. Sometimes when you want to do good for your heart, for your mind, body, and soul, between you and your creator, between you and your God, around you, you must not mess things around. That was why Buhari was not there. Because as you guys know, since Buhari left power, he has not gone to London. He's no longer sick. Before, every 2-3 months, he's in London. But now, he's hiding somewhere in his farm. But his wife and children, they have left him alone. They've moved away. God have mercy. Before we go, let us hear our brother, Rufai, Oseni. The problem I have with Rufai is that he's a good guy. He's a great guy. I love the way he speaks. But he only speaks truth to power when it comes to politics and the rest of them. But when it comes to the affairs of the Biafrans, Rufai, they dilly-dally. They bite in tongue. That's my problem with him. And I will keep on exposing him for making a mistake. But for now, I love what he said here. You see me, I am as clean as a whistle. I call a spade a spade. So here he spoke very well. But listen to what he said. Then I'll come back to wrap it up. Listen.
To remove children from the streets in the north.
Listen.
And put an end to Almajiri. God sees us all. I mean, that's an actual fact. 17 points, I believe 6 billion was raised. I'm counting. I believe Aliko Dangote donated about 8 billion, and it was going to be 2 billion every year. It's a lot
Listen.
of money. A quick wrap up.
So a couple of things. Gimba was right.
Yes.
And that's the thing about class struggles.
Class struggles.
The truth is, and that's why I kept on asking the question, Awonko, the people that will never be able to be in this room.
Okay.
The likes of somebody that called me yesterday, Ambassador Musbao, that lost his sight in the June 12 struggle.
Okay.
Only recently, the likes of Frank Kokori just passed.
Okay.
What about the other people? The Jolins, Bagala Kalto. Where are they? They'll never sit in this room. Even before this day, yes, fences have been mended all this while. They've had association, they've had conversation. The real winners were those that were up there.
Okay.
What about the losers? Those that will never be up there. Those that cheer on those in the limelight.
Okay.
Can we spare a thought for them this morning?
Okay.
Because I feel the real heroes of June 12, apart from MQ Abiola, are those on the streets of Lagos that were killed by stray bullets.
Okay.
Are those that were incarcerated. Are those that never saw the next day. Are those that had to run away on exile. But today they are not celebrated. They've told their own stories in different ways, but they will never be in the room high up there.
Right.
Ojy was a packed room. It was a packed room where governors scampered for seats. It was a room where you had about close to 5 Nigerian leaders and 2 leaders of other African countries. So it was highly, highly anticipated, and Babangida got his hurrah. But the truth is, what about those left behind in this class struggle? And that's why, coming back to the next tweet, we must make a society where we truly think of our Marjorie children.
Okay.
And also, the problem of our Marjorie is to change the cultural mindset of a lot of people.
Okay.
Because I know Goodluck Jonathan did do a lot to build schools, but there's also a cultural mindset.
Yes.
And also, in fixing the problem, when this library is built, it will be open to everybody in Mina. He could have chosen to build it anywhere, but he's going to be building this in Mina. So it's also going to help people get an education. Also going to help people to be able to read. But except we build a society, which we have not built 32 years on,
Right.
that looks out for the weak amongst us, rather than a society that only celebrates the strong, Nigeria will never achieve its full potential.
Well said.
There you go, like a prophet. He said it all. And Rufai, I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but what you said is the way things are. And unfortunately, Nigeria is on a downward spiral. It's going down, 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 and down. Because the basic fundamentals are not right. Nigeria don't fall for ground, oh, macham, macham. He don't fall for gutter, oh, macham, macham. Nigeria don't fall for ground, oh. He don't fall for gutter, oh. Macham, macham, oh, macham, macham. Macham, macham, oh, macham. Nigeria don't fall for ground, oh. He don't fall for ground, oh. I say he don't fall for ground, oh. Hey. People, arrest my case. As long as they keep on doing what they are doing, it will keep on going down. 17 billion raised so far and counting. They claim their problem is Al-Majiri in the north. 17 billion will solve that problem. But no. They know the game. It's not about solving the problem in the north. The agenda is to dip the Quran in the Red Sea. And by proxy, one of the major milestones will be to dip the Quran in River Niger. Hence, we the Biafrans were saying, enough is enough. We have left. We have jumped the ship. And so far, so good. But I will call out to the Yorubas. You claim to be the most educated. That is your claim. You must act like one. This man used MKO in his glory. He caused chaos, pain, sorrow, tears, and blood. Since 1993, people died. At the end, the great MKO lost his life. Even his wife died in the process. And today, 32 years after, he's writing a book and saying he's confessing. He's confessing. I hope you guys will not fall for these gimmicks. If you claim to be the most educated, I hope you will not fall for this nonsense. Because guess what? He is raising billions again with a story. The main theme in that book is MK Abiola. So far, you check around the whole media right now. Abiola won. Something every Tom, Dick, and Harry knew way back. In 1993, we all know this thing. As a child, I told you the story how I was in the studio with my uncle and I wrote a song. My uncle loved the song. He took me to the studio and said, you must put this song on wax. As I wrap up, I'll sing it and I'll wrap this one up. I said, why poor man they suffer today? Now the reason won't be this. Suffer today. Now the reason won't be this. Why poor man not get money today? Now the reason won't be this. Money today. Now the reason won't be this. We did do our election, jeje. We did do our voting, jeje. The month na June, the day na 12 yo. The year in 1993. Oyibo, they came from foreign land. Oyibo, they come from foreign land. From Germany, Russia, America, Japan, yo. Hey! Them come to watch the election. And them say, now the freest and fairest. But government and not the election, and then throw the man into detention. Now who be the man, yo? MKO Abiola. 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 Waiting he do, MKO Abiola. Should be in contest election. And he win election, yo. I say waiting he do, MKO Abiola. Should be contest election. And he win election, yo. Ah, they come bring the tea. MKO Abiola, see, they come bring the tea. MKO Abiola. Now who make the tea, yo? Lord have mercy. What in then take use make the tea? Say na sugar and pig milk. I be na cowbell and honey, yo. MKO Abiola. Now so them kill am, yo. MKO Abiola. Now so them kill am, yo. MKO Abiola. Now so them kill am, yo. Now so them kill am, yo. Since them poor man they suffer. Now since them poor man they suffer. Since then suffer start, yo. Yeah, Ekpa. Since money man never chop, for this Nigeria things hard, yo. Our leaders lead the well, yo. I say, wag by me, yo. Mango school man no get job, yo. For this Nigeria things hard, yo. You be teacher, teach you well, yo. This story. I rest my case. Even the great fella would have loved it. But my uncle who was with him said this thing has to go into the studio. And the rest was history. So when I speak about this man called MK Abiola, you guys might not understand. You will not understand. It's a privilege to be around such a great man like that. That he touched my family's life. He touched my father's life. He touched and blessed my father's business. And for him to die that way, it touched me It touched my dad. I rest my case. I'll leave it there. So for you out there that still believe this man called Babangida, after what he did to a very good man, a just man, a man loved across. In case you guys don't know, in 1993, what they had then was a Muslim ticket. MKO was a Muslim, King Igbe was a Muslim, but nobody spoke about it because their character superseded everything. But today, what you have are criminals that say they run a democracy. What a shame. So for you to tell me that, oh, Nigeria will be great. You love Nigeria. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria go better. You guys make me laugh. Peace, I love you all. I rest my case. May God bless you. May God bless the Biafran people. And may God bless all the real leaders out there. You know yourselves. Rest in peace. Rest well. Chief MKO Abiola. Rest well. God bless you.
Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's Wild Flora Show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation, ever since annihilation. Nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.